The person who goes into the gas station and corner store and gets a scratch off every day in a beer has a higher chance at winning on one of those scratch offs versus you and I that only go in there once in a blue moon when we are feeling lucky. In today's video, we're going to talk about the top 4 ways that you can actually get chosen to win one of these grant opportunities, and we'll possibly go into like some grant tips on how to increase your chances of approvals, okay? Now, the 4 ways that you can actually win a grant. Winning a grant is actually not hard, and so many of you guys have been going for these grant opportunities, but you feel like, oh, it's so hard to win a grant. Grants are competitive. You have to aggressively apply for these grants because just like how you really need some funding right now to start and scale your business, there's thousands of other businesses that are in an aggressive state just like you are. So it's important that you show up and show out for your business when you are talking about your product and service. Put some life into it and be happy because business doesn't have to be boring. It's supposed to be like something fun. It's a new innovation and it's something new that's going to bring you a new revenue stream in your life and increase your financial literacy and just give you financial freedom that you truly deserve. So coming in at number 1, one way you can win a grant is through what we call a pitch competition. A pitch competition, if you guys have ever watched the show Shark Tank, well, Shark Tank is pretty much a pitch competition. This is where you are standing in front of a panel of judges, or you're being judged on like virtually, and you are talking about your product or service, and you're diving deep on the reasons for why you should be selected for the opportunity and how you are being innovative and different in your market. Now, Shark Tank, which has Damon John and Mark Cuban, which is a really cool show, one of my favorite business shows. It's a really great example that I can give to you on what a pitch competition is. Now, some of these grant opportunities, they have a live pitch competition where the judges are right in front of your face and you have to stand on a stage. But in most cases, during this digital age from 2025 and beyond, a lot of these pitch competitions are actually held virtually through like Zoom or Google Meets, okay? So if you're actually afraid of standing in front of a crowd, another tip that I can give you to help you out is actually getting like a representative. You can hire somebody like myself, all right, a very experienced grant writer, to go out there and pitch for your business. Or you can just hire a representative, someone who's a really good speaker, and they can speak on your behalf. They're pretty much a representative and they will help you out with that pitch competition. So that's one tip that I can give you if you are a business owner, CEO, that just simply you're not good at like speaking in front of a crowd, but you really want to go for these type of opportunities. All right, so a pitch competition is the one way that you can win a grant. Coming in at number 2 is a judgment. So a judgment would essentially be like, well, like you're being graded at school, right? So you can either get judged like A, B, C, D, or F, right? Or in most cases, it's like a point system scale. I call it like judgment grants, but it's pretty much you're being judged on like a point system, and the judges will mark and tally off, you know, what percentage that you have won in that particular sector. And you can actually find this point system scale by diving deeper into the grant's terms, guidelines, and conditions, so you can understand like how they grade you and how they choose winners in that particular grant. Okay, so coming in at number 3 is going to be first come first serve opportunities. Okay, and we saw a lot of these first come first serve opportunities during the COVID relief funds. A good example I can give you is when the SBA was giving out the $10,000 targeted advance, and they pretty much had hundreds of millions of dollars in the pot. And as long as you had an LLC or EIN, you pretty much will fill out the application through the SBA website, and the $10,000 will be in your bank account in like 10 to 15 business days, okay? So that's a first come, first serve opportunity. All right, and then coming in at number 4, the 4th way that you can actually win a grant is through like a random raffle, okay? So we actually see Hello Skip, which is a certified nonprofit organization that gives out grant opportunities on a monthly and weekly basis. Now, they do this $1,000 raffle every week on like, I think Tuesdays and Thursdays live on YouTube. And they give you like this 3-digit code or this number. And if your number is called live on YouTube, then you need to be there sitting on YouTube ready to say, hey, that's me, you called my number, and they're going to instantly give you the $1,000. That works more like a raffle. And there's a lot of grants out here that work like that. Another grant example is the Honeycomb Credit $10,000 grant that they gave out in Q1 of this year. Well, that $10,000 was called the Breakthrough Grant, and it was just simply to kickstart your business journey. No matter what stage you are in your company, you can be in your idea phases, your startup phases without generating any revenue, or have generated some sort of revenue and you're officially a registered small business. You could have went for that $10,000. The application deadline date was April 2nd, 2025. And so how they chose a winner was they did a random raffle, and once they pulled your name out of the hat, right, or out of the raffle, then they would review your application and they would review your answer, and if your answer is sufficient enough, then you were chosen for that $10,000 opportunity. So you do have a lot of grants out here that work like a raffle, but it's still very important that even if they choose like in a raffle way of choosing you for the grant, you still need to complete the application in its entirety and put some compassion in your answers, because a lot of the times they'll pull your application if the application is not completed correctly, or if you're missing some information, or if you're just like your answer is just very dull and just like not like detailed at all, then they'll throw your application out and they'll choose the next best winner, right? Or the next best candidate. So make sure you're still being very clear, concise, and compassionate in your answers, no matter what type of grant that you are going for and how they're choosing you. So you have learned the 4 ways that you can win a grant. Some quick grant tips is, like I said, don't, give them dull answers. Be clear, concise, and compassionate. Do not use ChatGPT and any artificial intelligence when you are answering these grant questions, simply because there is a GPT tool out here called ZeroGPT, which is the world's leading AI detector, and they will download your grant submission form, upload it to ChatGPT, or not ChatGPT, but ZeroGPT, and if they find out that you have used any artificial intelligence when answering your question down to the punctuation, your entire grant application gets thrown out, and they're going to go to the next business owner who has actually put time and effort into their answers. Okay, so that's one tip I can give you. Go deeply, dive deep into the grant. Experience is the best teacher. All right, so for you to have clarity and reassurance on whether or not, like, how this grant actually judges you, whether it's a raffle, first come first serve opportunity, a pitch competition, or it's simply like, one of those judgment grants where they're doing like a point system scale, it's very important that you read the terms and conditions. All right, there's a small hyperlink somewhere on that page. This is very important because this increases your chances of approvals with winning these grants, simply by you knowing exactly what they're looking for, who they're looking for when they are going through these grant applications. Grantors hire volunteers and actual payroll, like persons, to go through each application. They don't use AI. So it's very important that you are giving as much effort in with answering your questions, just like they're putting in a lot of effort to read your answers and things like that. Okay. All right, so thank you so much for coming towards the end of the video. We're like wrapping up the grant series. I really like this. If you want more tailored support to make sure your startup and small business is ready for these grant opportunities, make sure you refer to the description down below. My consultation link is there for you. Feel free to book a one-on-one with me. I would love to know about your business. And also, thanks so much, for coming towards the end of this video. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe so other people can learn more about these grant opportunities, and so you won't miss out on any of my informative and interactive videos when I upload them. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.